It's been FGB week all week long, and we're getting closer and closer to the game, and Jaylon Johnson just dropped a message about the team's confidence heading into that game, and Micah Parsons just added more fuel to the fire and heat up the rivalry. Plus, we're going to get injury updates, key matchups, and everything that Chicago Bears need to do to get a victory heading into Lambeau Field. We're going to talk about all that, plus dive into the mailbag right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And it's FGB week. As we all know, it's the week where the Bears fans and Packers fans gear up, and no matter what the Packers fans tell you, they've been looking forward to this game as well. And we got comments from Micah Parsons. We got comments from Jaylon Johnson. Of course, we're going to start off with our guy, Jaylon Johnson, who talked about this, and he says this: we have more belief than what we've had previously before because we've put in the work and we've seen the results that come from it. And you gain confidence from that. I would say we definitely feel a lot better, but again, this is a different team, a different season, and we're going into it all guns blazing and to be ready and prepared. The Bears have won 5 straight games, right? We beat the Philadelphia Eagles 24-15 in a game where we played with them the whole entire game. And the NFL world is starting to wake up to the fact that this Bears team could be legit. Now I say could be because we got to continually prove it, right? It's something you have to prove every single day, and make no mistake about it. There are both Bears fans internally and people externally that are waiting for the Bears to lose a game against a winning team so they can say, see, it was all a mirage. And for what it's worth, Ben Johnson seems to have this team locked in and ready to go. And I do look at coaching to get a team ready and up for a game like this. This is important. The Bears not only are the number one team in the NFC North, but they're the number one team in the NFC overall. And regardless if they finish at that spot or not, the Bears are now clearly in a spot where playoffs are the goal. You know, coming into the season, there are a lot of people who doubted if the Bears could really make a playoff run, especially in the first year of a head coach. Especially after the season started, people were like, see, it's going to be, we're going to take a step back under a new coach. But the Bears have now on their second long win streak of the season. We have one of the best run games in the NFL. The passing game hasn't been too shabby either, even though it does have things that it can polish out and work out. This Sunday is going to be a huge test for this Bears team, and a huge test not only for, them going out on the road on Lambeau Field, but also against a rivalry to see how you can manage your emotions in a game like this. And this is one of those games where it can get emotion filled and the moment can get, to the better. You look at the number of rookies that we have on this team that are contributing, either first or second year players for that matter, who are contributing to this team. And it can be easy at times to let the game get away from you or stuff like that. And so I'm looking at coaching to have a big part in just being a stabilizer and keeping this team focused. And honestly, I should have no worries about it because this team has remained focused throughout everything, throughout all the hurdles that they've dealt with this season. They have remained focused. But with that said, Micah Parsons gave the Chicago Bears some headline material, some bulletin board material to focus in on. Now, for the Packers, for what it's worth, for extra motivation, they played the words that Ben Johnson said in his introductory press conference where he said, I kind of enjoy beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. And Micah Parsons said this in regards to that. Rivalries are for the people. They're for the fans. I just don't like them because I see the disrespect that comes from the Bears. I play for respect. You know how to earn someone's respect is beating the shit out of them. So to say that Micah Parsons sees the disrespect that comes from the Chicago Bears, first of all, is bullshit. Look, you use whatever you need to use to motivate yourself. But for what it's worth, do you think, it seems like, Jaquan Brisker and even TJ Edwards, it seems like the players that have come to the Bears have understood the importance of this rivalry over the last couple of years. It seems like Micah Parsons didn't quite understand what this rivalry meant when he came here to say that you see the disrespect coming. Hell, you think this is disrespectful? I hate to see how bad you think it is when both teams have been good for a while, right? So, listen, did Micah Parsons just open Pandora's box that he can't close? For Bears fans, absolutely. But it was already up. Make no mistake about it. So this doesn't change that, right? But when you look at to say that the Bears haven't earned respect, we're 9-3, right? And again, regardless of how we've had to close out games, we've beat most of the teams that have been in front of us. We are the top seed in the NFC North. So this is what I say. Like, the Bears are always going to be the little brother in the division until they smack the shit out of every team that's in that division at least once. So, here's the thing, right? I want to make no mistake about it. The Bears still deserve criticism, as every team. I like to make that clear. Everybody, every player, every team in the NFL deserves some form of criticism. I want to make no mistake about that, right? But when you look at the Bears and how their wins have been criticized versus, other teams, it is what it is. So yeah, the Packers right now have the right to brag because they've had dominance over the last 10 plus years of this rivalry, right? But the messaging needs to be clear here. This ain't your mama's Bears. This ain't the same Chicago Bears. You can come in here and think that it's going to be sweet like it's been some past couple of years, but it's not. The Green Bay Packers are about to face the number one rushing attack in the NFL, averaging 153 yards per game, right? You got to look at the Bears defense that has created a NFL high 26 turnovers while not being healthy the majority of the season. You can keep doubting it. You can say the disrespect is there, but guess what? There's been not a single team that has had the record that the Chicago Bears have had that have gotten the doubt that the Bears have gotten. So you want to talk about disrespect? Keep feeling it. And that you can take that. We have the reigning defensive player of the month in Deshaun Wright, who deserves to be celebrated for that. Listen, it's time for Chicago to quiet and shut the fuck these cheeseheads up. But again, we have to do it through execution on the football field, right? We have to do it through that. This team has to come in here and they have to take care of business to stack up and to get ready to do battle, because this is a battle. Regardless of what some people think it might or may not be, this is about to be a battle because this Chicago Bears team doesn't have no quit. This Chicago Bears team has the resolve that they're going to get it through. So you can say what you want to say. You can get ready for what you want to get ready for. But I tell you what, this Chicago Bears team is coming in to Lambeau Field, and we trying to snatch your chain. That's what we're trying to do. So you can say what you will about it, right? But best believe this has the potential to be a high-scoring game. The Chicago Bears are 8th in the league in scoring. The Green Bay Packers are a little bit below them at 10th, right? The Bears average 26 points per game. The Packers average a little over 24 points per game, 24.5 to be exact. Our passing offense is 15th in the NFL. The Green Bay Packers are 13th in the NFL, only separated by exactly 3 yards that separate those two teams in their passing offense. The rushing offense, we blow them out the water. We're second, they're 16th. We average almost 40 yards more a game on the ground than what they do, and we're 6th in total offense. They're 13th in total offense. Then you take a look at it. One thing that the Packers do that the Bears are going to have to be prepared for in this game is we got to do a better job at penalties. The Chicago Bears average 63 penalty yards per game, which is 28th in the NFL, where the Packers only average 47, which is 9th in the NFL. So they're going to have to be prepared for this. But the Packers they don't allow a lot of sacks. 17. They're tied for third. We're tied for 6th. They have allowed 17 sacks on the year. We've allowed 19. And we have, of course, the number one turnover margin, but the Packers aren't shabby as well. They're still +4. They're 10th in the NFL, tied for 10th as well. But the thing that the Packers do have is that scoring defense. This team averages 18.8 points per game, which is 6th in the NFL. The Bears are averaging giving up 25.6, which is 25th in the NFL. So we're going to have to be ready and prepared for that. This is a stingy Packers defense. They don't allow very many passing yards and only 185 per game. And they only allow 98 yards on the ground per game. So this is going to be one of those drag it out games. And I think these teams are more similar on offense than people allow them or realize. And the Packers have been more consistent on defense, at least. We just got to see what the Bears are going to go out there and do. But this is going to be a game. This is going to feel like a rivalry game. This is going to feel like a game that matters. And the Bears are trying to hold on to the number one spot in both the NFC and the NFC North. Let's see what they can do in this game. But Micah Parsons, hey, keep talking, my boy. Keep talking. We're going to see you on that football field. With that said, who's going to take the field for the Chicago Bears? That's a key question in this. And the Bears we talked about the injury report yesterday. On Thursday, though, the Bears got some players back. After not participating in practice on Wednesday, Monangai was a limited participant, which is good to see him take that step up. TJ Edwards was still on the practice field as a limited participant as well. We did get Joe Thuney added, but he was just rest. He did not participate in practice overall, but it looks like he's going to be ready to go by Sunday. Noah Sewell, Dominic Robinson, Jaylon Johnson, Andrew Billings, all full participants on Thursday, which is really good to see. They're starting to be a little bit concerned and question on if Rome Odunze is actually going to play. He did not participate in the second straight practice. If he does not participate again today, it's going to raise some pretty big questions and flags on what his availability is going to be on the game, in the game on Sunday. Ruben Hippolyte also did not participate, and Tyreek Stevenson also did not participate in practice. So we'll see what the Bears have here as far as getting those things together. But this is a battle of the NFC North, and we're going to need those guys, and hopefully Rome Odunze can make that. If not, it puts a lot on Luther Burden in his preparation, but we know Luther is up to the test. We still got Olamide Zacchaeus here, as I'm trying to start pronouncing his name correctly. Olamide Zacchaeus in here as well. So we still have some depth at that wide receiver position. Look at Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland to step up if Rome's out as well. But again, we are doing battle on Sunday, fellas. So I need everybody to dig in, get ready, get prepared. Let's get this shit done. Let's go out here and get a win against these cheeseheads. With that said, let's go ahead and dive into the mailbag. It is Friday. That means it is mailbag day. This first voicemail we have, this one's from Darius.
All right, I'm back, man. Darius from Dallas. My son interrupted me on my middle of my last voicemail, so I need to call back in. Yeah, man. I just wanted to call in just to let y'all know that if we find a way to beat the Packers, particularly, with how we went into Philly, last week, and not only beat them, but beat them convincingly, and then turn around and go to Green Bay and beat the team that's, a game behind us. We can bury them. We can go up, I think a game and a half or something like that if we beat them, maybe even 2 games, I'm not sure. And doing it in Green Bay against our rival team. Let alone if we do it convincingly the way we did it in Philly. If we do that against our rival team, I'm going to start to think Super Bowl. I'm going to start to think Super Bowl. Even if we only win by 1 point, I'm going to start to think Super Bowl. And, I know everybody will say, I'm the same guy that said we probably wouldn't make the playoffs this year. Yeah, I am. That's me. But look, it is okay to go back and change your mind once you have new data and admit that you were wrong and say, you know what? Hey, this team is different than what I thought. And that makes me happy. I'm not mad that I was wrong. Haize, it's okay to get new data and realize that you were wrong about something. That's okay. But yeah, man, other than that, I've heard a lot of people saying that, everybody's talking about Micah Parsons, and I just really have, maybe I'm just crazy, but I have faith in Ozzy Trapillo's pass protection and Darnell Wright's pass protection, let alone if we use tight ends who block very well to chip, and our interior line is, in my opinion, the best in the league, if not top 3. Packers' only strength is their defensive line. I'm not afraid of their linebackers. I'm not afraid of their secondary. Their defensive line is very good, but our offensive line is very good. So I think we'll get this one, boys. And yeah, I'm going to start to think Super Bowl if we do. But let me know what you think. Text us up, bear down.
Man, did I just hear Darius say he'll start to think Super Bowl? After just a couple of weeks ago, my boy saying that the Bears weren't going to make the playoffs. It's great to see that. And to your point, you're right. Like, you can change your mind when new information comes. We live in an age where people are like, you have to lock yourself in to a way of thinking. And if you don't, they're like, oh my God, but you said this before. Listen, you can change when it's smart. Smart people change their opinions based off how information develops. That's perfectly okay. Like Darius said, as long as you can admit, hey, I may have been wrong about this. That's all it is. Right now, I'm not at the place where I can start to think Super Bowl. I want to see how this team finishes, and I need to see how we perform in the playoffs before I personally think that. And it's not a knock on the team. It's just, listen, I've been hurt before, and I refuse to allow myself to I want to live in each moment in the game, right? And we'll see what we can do game to game and stuff like that. Of course, if the offense, the passing game was more consistent, I may be right up there with you on that. But this defense is getting healthier. We haven't seen this version of the defense at all this season, so I know the numbers on the season don't look really great, but this team, I think, are going to be better than the numbers have produced over this year, and I think we'll be fine there. So we'll see. But overall, I'm glad to hear that you're excited. I'm glad everybody to be excited about this. Now, let's just not shit the bed against the Green Bay Packers, right? All right, let's get into this next one, man. This one's from Big Steve.
Good morning, brothers. Bear Central, Cognac boys. I hope all you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. I got a question. It's more of a vent. And so I don't think it's something anybody can answer, but it's something that I'm sure all of us are experiencing. Regardless of how good the Bears do, and they doing good, they on fire, why is it that only the Bear fans are shooting down all they win? And I'm not saying all Bear fans. I'm saying you got this big-ass pocket of Bear fans, or so-called Bear fans. Every time the Bears win, they blame the team that the Bears played. And I remember for the last few years, every time the Bears lose, we blame the Bears. But when they win, now we blaming the other team. Oh, no Aaron Rodgers. Oh, Philly's struggling. Oh, y'all won because it's always a win because. They won because. No, the Bears just won. As hard as it is to get a W in the NFL, man, we clowning. And instead of supporting your team, it's like this large group of people. And I was totally unaware of it until my son and them brought it to me and showed me on these different sites where all these so-called Bear fans are just ripping the Bears apart. When we good, why you not celebrating? When we win, why don't you celebrate this? I was never big on Caleb, and I'm still not. The passing game has so much work to do. It has so much work. But when I look at him from last year to this year, I say, Ben Johnson, you the man. You are the man. But as fans, sometimes I think we've been so accustomed to losing for so long that even when we win, it rubs us wrong. Not me. I'm going to celebrate this, and I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. I just want to share that thought. That's all. I wish you guys the best this coming holiday into the New Year's. Chi-Town up, bear down.
I'm someone who I don't think you can tell fans how to fan, right? Like when people say things like, "Oh, a real Bears fan would do," you didn't say that, Steve. I'm just saying in general. I'm somebody that I don't like to think that there are fandom is a spectrum. You have you're more pessimistic, you have optimistic. I mean, I do think for some Bears fans, like this doesn't feel real quite yet, right? Like it doesn't feel real that this Bears team is what we've seen because. Listen, this is a quick turnaround for this team based off what we saw last year. So I can understand some people kind of doubting how real this is. I can admit that. I don't agree with them, but I can understand where they're coming from, right? But I think when you look at it, some people are going to question it until they see it consistently. And the way that the Bears have won also when it coming down the stretch, it leaves a little bit of gap for those more pessimistic fans. But like I say with this, listen, the ones like us that are ready, that are excited about this, let's just focus on being excited. The people who are going to be pessimistic, at the end of the day, the Bears are going to either prove them right or wrong on the football field. And that's the thing that matters the most. And we'll see what comes out of that. All right, let's get into this next voicemail, man. This one is from the 708.
What's up, Haize? What up, Steve-O? Cognac boys. It's Darius. I'm from Chicago. Big fan. Love you guys. Keep on doing my thing. And, yeah, so my opinion coming up to this Bears game against Green Bay, it's going to be very pivotal for us, We got to really stop the run game from Josh Jacobs and from Green Bay. I think from a pivotal moment, we stopped the run how we did against the Eagles for them and, rely heavy on the run game to stop Green Bay. Now, my main thing is Love. He's becoming very accurate since that Detroit Lions game. And then the last thing I don't want to have him see is become very accurate with the ball. He needs to be pressured more because if he's pressured, he ends up making the dumbest decisions. And then contain him from not throwing the deep ball, especially to his wide receivers. So we really got to contain him from not throwing those deep balls. Keep him with the check down passes if possible. Probably play more zone or to confuse them a little bit, especially with Jaylon Johnson coming back, Gordon coming back, which would be very much more helpful if we happen to need to blitz. Because last year we didn't even blitz as much towards Green Bay. So hopefully this will give him a bit more pressure and do him a little bit more one-on-one balls. I know a lot of our receivers, our DBs are good somewhat when it comes to the one-on-one coverages. So hopefully that helps. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting seeing it, but paying the run against Josh Jacobs hasn't been the most best year for him. So I think it's going to be able to help just a tad bit. And then just not trying to stop Jordan Love, but just trying to contain him or put immense pressure on him the best way possible. Whether if that's a coverage or just trying to blitz him a tad bit more. But like I said, if we blitz it, I'm scared to do like, and somewhat, like I said, we've been doing decent man on man with those 50-50 balls. It just depends, of course, how the game goes. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. I hope all's well and continue to do y'all thing. Always love seeing y'all do great things for Chicago Bears fans and especially for yourselves. So Chicago up, Bear down.
For sure. If you can disrupt Jordan Love in this game, make him uncomfortable for the entirety of the game, Jordan Love will make mistakes. And I think that's the thing that the Bears have to try to focus on in this one, both in coverage and in their pass rush. Just make Jordan Love uncomfortable. Do that first. Then we can work on turnovers and getting sacks and things like that. Make Jordan Love uncomfortable. Every time he drops back, he needs to be thinking, right? So if the Bears can do that, keep that pressure, having CJ, having Kyler Gordon out there, get you really creative on how you want to blitz, those type of things are, I think, going to be important. But I also think we have to get them, we can't bail them out on third downs. We can't allow and put them in a situation to where they're third and long, and then we bail them out, we'll let them get a big play. We have to stay locked in this game and get them off the field on third downs. If the Bears can do that, we can take care of business. This can either be a high-scoring game or this can be one of those knockout, drag-out fist fights. And we'll see how that ends up working out for this Bears team. But great voicemail there. All right, let's get into this last one for today, man. This one's from Keys.
Yo, what's the deal, fellas? It's your boy Keys, man. Hope all is well with you guys. With that being said, let's get to it, man. So, first off, fuck Green Bay. Got to properly address that, so let's get to it. This is a very important, very big week, not only for our team, but also for our city and, the rivalry aspect. Ben Johnson talked a little shit in the press conference to begin the season. Or not even begin the season, but like when he was introduced as the head coach. And that's what you want, man. You want somebody who gives a fuck about this whole rivalry thing and, who understands the magnitude and what it means to be the Bears head coach. And the first thing you got to do is beat Green Bay. And I think he's going to have them guys prepared as he has previously on his 5-game winning streak. And I'll go back to this, Haize, and fellas, y'all can contribute too. I'll go back to the draft in 2025. The Packers picked up Matthew Golden, and rightfully so. Matthew Golden had some good stuff at Texas, but I think we picked up an anomaly in Luther Burden, and not sure what's going to happen with Rome's health and his foot and everything like that. I hope he does play, but if he doesn't, I think it opens up more chances for not only DJ and Colston and Cole as well, but also Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden will be a mismatch. Their DBs is not that good. It's their front seven that makes them really great, specifically Parsons, where he's just an anomaly everywhere on the field. And I think our tackles have done a phenomenal job this year in holding their own. We played against Max Crosby. We played against T.J. Watt. Played against a lot of guys that could, have known to be multipliers and game records. And we're going up against a guy this week and in the next 3 weeks, actually, where I have full faith in our tackles and the way Ben has protected the scheme on our offense. Hey, I wouldn't, I don't see where we can give up like 5 or 6 sacks. One for sure, but I think Luther is going to be one that's going to be able to take advantage along with Colston Loveland. Their linebackers are pretty decent, but as far as if you put them in pass coverage against that anomaly and Colston Loveland, he could do some work, man. So, as you said, Haize, trust your rookies, and I'm looking for our defense to get some turnovers because I don't care about it being Toyota-thon. It's going to be a pick-a-thon when it comes down to it. But let me know what you think. As always, Shot Town up, Bear down, FGB.
the Bears' offensive line is definitely going to be tested in this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They are going to be tested. And for the way that the tackles have performed, like you said, they're good. Now, the Green Bay Packers are tied for 10th in sacks on the season. So they're going to be trying to get after Caleb Williams. And if they do get after Caleb Williams, how he deals with that is going to be important too. But we have to deal with the blitz. We have to deal with the pressure. And we have to deal with the things that they're going to try to do to us on the defensive side of the ball. And if we are, it's going to be done. And if the offensive line stands up and has a game like this and they answer the call, I don't think you can really question this offensive line not anymore for the remainder of this season personally. So we'll see what they can do. As far as Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, all those guys, I wouldn't call them anomalies, right? I get what you're getting in that, but they have to have big games in this one. They have to be a factor in this one. And like you said, Ben Johnson, continue trusting your rookies. Your rookies have done a lot of work for you to improve and to get where they need to get. Continue trusting your rookies. I think we're going to come out of the other side of this pretty damn well, personally. So, but that's my thoughts on everything for today, man. Thank you guys. Thank you for everyone who left a voicemail on today's. But that's going to do it for today's episode. This week is different. It's FGB week. The energy is different. The stakes are different. And the team has to live up to moments exactly like this. And we'll see if they can do it. If you're rocking with Chicago Bears Central, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Keep the comments and voicemails rolling in. But with that said, make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.